of each movie poster matches the given plot summary. When Tony Stark jumpstarts a dormant a dormant peacekeeping program, things go terribly for him, forcing him, Thor, and the Incredible Hulk, and the rest of the Avengers to reassemble. That's the plot to Age of Ultron, not Infinity War. NASCAR superstar at the top of his game, adored by his fans, but he loses it when French Formula One champion Jean Girard roars onto the screen. That's the plot of Talladega Nights, not Days of Thunder. It does look like the title is Cruise. Over the course of 10 days in 1969, nice, an infantry squad led by Lieutenant France, composed of both seasoned troops and new recruits, attempts to take a hill during Vietnam. They deal with the psychological stresses of the war. This sounds like MASH, so I'm hitting no. Several Midwestern teenagers fall prey to Freddy Krueger. Hold on, I'm just trying to keep my cat from going into the wires. Wait a minute. This is a yes. This is Nightmare on Elm Street. That's a given. Troubled that he has little access to his children, divorced Daniel Hillard hatches an elaborate plan. He dresses as an older woman and convinces his ex-wife to hire him as a nanny. Okay, this is a problem for me because this is the plot of Mrs. Doubtfire. But isn't Mrs. Doubtfire also like the plot of Tootsie? But I'm going to say no. Actor Rick Dalton, I'm going to say yes on that one. Leonardo DiCaprio, when he sees the poster for the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Leonardo DiCaprio, that's Leonardo DiCaprio. This is a correct. Indiana Jones is in constant peril. Yeah, I'd say that's Raiders of the Lost Ark. Roy McAvoy was a golf pro with a bright future. Now working as a golf instructor, he falls for his newest pupil, Dr. Molly Griswold. He decides to make a run for the PGA Tour as well as Molly's heart. I think that's a yes. Casino. Low-level mobster Sam Rothstein gets tapped by the bosses to head the Tangiers Casino. At first, he's a great success in his job, but his problems with his loose cannon enforcer Nikki Santoro, his hustler ex-wife Ginger, and her con artist ex Lester Diamond. This is yes. I've seen Casino. Life is beautiful. That's the plot to It's a Wonderful Life. That's wrong. It's the easiest quiz of my life. Casino's good. It's an underrated Scorsese. How about don't judge a movie by its poster too? Can you find the Imposter movie cast? Okay, remind me of that next time. Actually, you know what? Let's do it right now. This is too easy. Find the Imposter. Find the Imposter. Can you find the Marx Brothers? I can't find the quiz. Quick pick, Brooklyn 99 character hunt. Find the Marx Brothers and avoid the imposters. Imposter movie cast. Those Among Us jokers are not joking, man. It's hard to find the imposter. Hold on, I think I found it. Movie imposters. Can you click the actor or actress that was not in this movie? That's so much harder than the ones that were in the movie. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly did not have John Wayne. Avatar did not have Seth Green, but it might have his Bored Ape. Patrick Stewart was not in Lord of the Rings. Bryan Cranston was not in The Dark Knight. Here's the thing, okay? Bryan Cranston could have been in The Dark Knight, but Christian Bale could never have broken bad. Never forget that. Sam Rockwell was not in The Shawshank Redemption. He would have been literally like 11 years old. Samuel L. Jackson, not in The Matrix. Although at the end of the movie, when if they did a post-credits scene where he showed up and was like, Niobe, we need you to go back into the Matrix, I would have been like, bat chest. Winona Ryder is not in Fight Club. Goodfellas does not have Al Pacino. The Usual Suspects does not have Willem Dafoe. This is too simple. Schindler's List does not have Meryl Streep. Pulp Fiction does not have Morgan Freeman. Maggie Q is not in Inception. Jet Li is not in Rogue One. Walk the Line. This is a tough one for me. I'm going to assume that Betty White was not in Walk the Line. And then Diane Keaton was not in the... Motherfucker. I got to see the damn Godfather, dude. Why are they putting the Godfather on every single quiz? Just watch it? No, this shit is like 9 hours long. It starts with like a 25-minute long slow pan of some jerk's wedding. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy starts with an incredible heist from Star-Lord on the planet Vormir. And then it's got that cool credits scene where, like, he puts his headphones on and Come and Get Your Love plays. And he's, come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love. And he's kicking the aliens out of the way and dancing from rock to... Snoozers of the Galaxy, what are you talking about? That's a classic, man. How about Movie by Villain's Car? That seems like an insane quiz. Well, I'll tell you straight up. I have absolutely no idea because this is in black and white. It says copyright 1977 Universal Pictures. I could not tell you who's driving that. Cruella de Vil. 1958 Plymouth Fury. I have no idea, man. Holy cow. This guy's toasted, though. This is Death Proof. Flip Car. This is Death Race? What the hell is Flip Car? Is this Mad Max? It does look... Isn't this the one at BattleBots? Here's my impression of every BattleBots episode, okay? Our robot is called Crusher. We made a sledgehammer with a diamond tip pick on the top of it. It can crack through solid bulletproof glass. Then it goes into the ring against like some robot that's called like Flippy. And they kind of like drive at each other. And then Flippy goes, thump. And then the one with the sledgehammer just flips over. And we spend 3 minutes just watching it go. Just like they can't seem to get Crusher to get back on his wheels. You know what was a sick but simple BattleBot, though? Was the one that just spun around really fast. So whenever like a robot crashed into it, it just ripped off like all of its plating. That was a cool robot. As was Sir Kill-A-Lot, who had a flamethrower. I'm going to be honest, I don't know who you are. Is your ass like Blofeld? Okay. This is not a car, this is a train. Is this Red Skull's car? Or is this Arnim Zola's car? Who's driving this shit, man? Designed for Marvel Studios. 1942 Hydra Schmidt Coupe. It's not Red Skull? Oh, it's a movie. Captain America. Whoops. This would be 101 Dalmatians. This is 102 Dalmatians. Cruella. Really? Did I spell Dalmatians wrong? 101 Dalmatians. Oh, I spelled it wrong. The Giga Horse. That's Mad Max Fury Road. That's Cars. All right, this is actually like a really hard quiz. The Car. Classic. Christine. Fair enough. Fast and the Furious 6, you know what? I haven't seen it. Fair enough. Goldfinger, I said Blofeld. What? It's the same thing. Missing cast member. Can you name the movie cast member whose face has been blanked out? Yeah, bro. That's Lawrence Fishburne. Show some respect. Never tell you about it. That's Matthew McConaughey, by the way. I saw this shit in theaters. Why? Penelope Cruz. Any questions? Ever tell you about how I want to walk around like Morpheus? I want to become like one of the old guys in H Mart who walks around with his arms crossed but behind his back. Nobody can be told what kimchi is. You have to experience it for yourself. But I think you got to be like at least 6'2" to do it. So I'm not sure if I can pull it off. Sorry. Yes, of course that's Sahara. That's Matthew McConaughey. That's Josh Hartnett. That's Liv Tyler. Come on, give me a hard one. That's Will Smith. Now that shit is not possible. Is that Arnold? Is that... It's not Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren's next to him. What a cast. Oh, I see Arnold on the right there. I see Travolta. I see a Hemsworth. I see Terry Crews. Arnold, Jason Statham, Sylvester Stallone, blank, Dolph Lundgren, Ray Liotta, Bruce Willis, Jet Li, and a lady. I don't know who it is, honestly. Yeah, I think you're right. It's probably Chuck Norris. That is Joe Pesci. That's Zoe Saldana. Pog, we were just talking about this. That is Momoa of the Jason variety. That's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, briefly the #1 actor in the world. That shit is Henry Cavill. No? That's not Henry Cavill? 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 Is it Armie Hammer? Okay, well, I passed then. I have not seen this movie. One reason. Penelope Cruz. Wait, is this... I've seen the first of the Train movies. This is the second of the Train movies, right? It's ass. This is the first? Where's Josh Gad? Oh, no, I've seen this one. There he is. Yeah, I've seen this movie. I don't know who you are. That shit is Diane Keaton. That shit is Karen Carpenter. This shit look like San Francisco for real. I don't know who this is, honestly. You got me on that one. That's Morgan Freeman. It's Helen Mirren. It's Tom Cruise. Going. And that's got to be Chuck Norris, man. Yeah. That's Chuck Norris. We beat the average, at least. Johnny Depp as Edward Ratchet from Ratchet. Barbara Streisand as Judy Maxwell from What's Up, Doc, 1972. I'm not going to do Donald Trump or Homer Simpson right now. Let's see what else we got here. We got any more TVs through time? Whoa. The 1928 Geodisc. Hold on. This shit is incredible. That's got to be like the 1970s, but that is it's the coolest looking TV I've ever seen in my entire life. Can you imagine having to install this in your conversation pit? Anyway, it's got to be that, right? 1938 Baird televisor. This shit doesn't even make sense, so I'm going to say it's that. 1941 GE Model 90. It's got to be this, right? 1946. This quiz is so easy for me because I had each one of these growing up, obviously. 1946 RCA 621 TS. It's either this refrigerator-looking guy right here or this thing. This thing almost looks... No, it does look like it's from the 40s. Yeah, I'll go with this one. 1950 Motorola TS14. This shit is a Logitech C920, so that's a gimme. I think it's this. 1959 RCA Flip Top. I'm going to say it's you. Doesn't look like that top's doing any flipping, unless you're like the world's strongest man. But 1960 Kuba Comet. It's got to be either you or you. I don't think they were making curved screens, but you're kind of curved. I'm gonna say you. Okay, 1970s Cara color. I actually think it. I think you're like maybe from the 90s or something. This looks like a 90s design. I think you're from the 70s. No, you're from the 80s. 1990 Sony Trinitron. Would be you. 2001 Panasonic TX76. And a 2010 Sharp Aquos LED. Shit was probably like $3,500 when it came out. We got a 92%. But again, it's not fair because I lived through it. No, now it has a negative value. You would have to pay somebody to take it. Hold on, give me some more picture quizzes. I'm just gonna let the cat out. For my, must have been my 16th or my 17th birthday, my parents were like, we went crazy this year. We bought you a flat screen. It was a, I don't even remember the brand anymore, but it was 19 inches. I remember that. And we mounted that shit on our wall like Michael Scott. They were like, it's a little expensive, but it'll last forever. You know, like 10 years later, flat screen TV is like $75 on Black Friday. And you're like, no, I don't want a TV that big. Just give me can I get a smaller TV? How about 2000s movie definitions? I don't know. Men employed to look after an empty building, especially at night. This is a boring quiz. I would, not just because I don't know the answer. I'd like to see pictures. Who's that with a beer? That's Jimi Hendrix. It's a very controversial day of Sporcle today. That's Angela Merkel. That's Usain Bolt at Oktoberfest. That's King Charles. I just wanted to see if they retconned it. Tom Cruise drinking the first beer he's ever had in his life, I'm sure. I mean, he's in an amazing shape. That's David Beckham, the only person who can afford alcohol at a sporting event. This is Simu Liu. You're right, it's Ichiro. Son of a bitch. Okay, that's Daniel Craig. What are all these British shots of people drinking beers on TV shows? Bro, dude. Obama is loving that Guinness. I've never seen this photo before. He is savoring every last drop of this. Look at his face, man. Holy cow. This is me when I eat a white cheddar Quaker Oats rice cake. Holy cow. He is going pinkies up. That's Amy Winehouse. Amy Beerhand. That's Spike Lee. Man's drinking beer through a damn straw. I think it's even a paper straw. That's just... Okay, get off my screen, please, Paris Hilton. Why this pose? That's Louis Armstrong. Look at the size of that beer, man. That's Post Malone. Sponsored content. This is Katy Perry. It's an image that doesn't even really make sense. Oh, this image makes a lot of sense. Get your ass to bars. He's going Paul crazy over it, man. It's Paul Newman. Sounds about right. I know you. You're an actress. She's going pinkies up too. You're not a Annette Bening, but you're an Annette Bening type. It is Emma Thompson. You're right. That's Rihanna. Okay. It's Ichiro. Hey, we still beat the average. Emma Thompson. I'm digging the pinkies up, man. You see, when you're a Hollywood actor or actress, they give you glassware. If you're flying coach, you get plastic knives. Here's a sous vide chicken breast that has the same texture as shoe leather, and here's a completely useless, flimsy plastic knife in order to chop it up. Oh, Miss Thompson, here you go. You're actually going off on airline food? Yeah. Who took my cigar? Okay, that's Jack Nicholson. This photo, listen. This photo is stupid. He's like 70-something years old in this photo. Like, what are you doing, man? You don't have anything else going on? Blowing smoke rings for Vanity Fair? Okay, this is a great Chib Stogie opportunity. You knew this was going to happen. He's not hiding. It's Nicolas Cage. It's Clint Eastwood. That shit is Dennis Hopper. It's Michael Jordan. That's Andy Garcia from Ocean's 11. That's Usher Raymond. That shit is Robert De Niro or Fidel Castro. I'm not totally sure. It's Bill Clinton. It's Johnny Depp. That is Michael Caine. He looks better now than he did in the 70s. That's Leonardo DiCaprio. It's Daniel Craig. It's Bruce Willis. Dude, cigars are so funny. Oh, man. Now, if you could just, like, chew on that and we'll take a photo of it. Click. Oh, man. Yeah, that looks good. Who's that with Johnny Cash? I'm going to say that's Elvis Presley. I'm not sure, though. That's Gerald Ford. That's Muhammad Ali. That's Paul McCartney. What a photo. That's George W. Bush and Laura Bush. I'm going to be honest. I don't know who the hell this guy is. I could not tell you. Anyone in chat know this one? It's not Joe Pesci. That's Johnny Cash. We got to name this guy. This guy looks nothing like Joe Pesci. Ah, it's Billy Graham. Okay, no wonder I don't know him. That's Bob Dylan, who just dropped an Upper Decker. That's Eddie Murphy. Could not tell you. This is Jimmy Carter. Willie Nelson. Bill Clinton. I keep looking at Johnny Cash and going, that's Johnny Cash. That's Peter Falk as Columbo. That's Ray Charles and Johnny Cash. That's Richard Nixon and Johnny Cash. It's probably an Allman Brother and Johnny Cash. That's probably Skinnerd from Lynyrd Skynyrd and Johnny Cash. I don't know who you. Maybe you're Bob Seger. That's Waylon Jennings. That makes a lot more sense, honestly. That would be Ronald Reagan and Johnny Cash. This dude met like fucking 9 presidents. Okay, Billy Graham. We barely beat the average. Merle Haggard. That makes perfect sense. Waylon Jennings. Can I tell you the only Waylon Jennings song I know is Mama, Don't Let Your Boys Grow Up to Be Cowboys. And I don't know the original. I only know the one from an Alvin and the Chipmunks CD I had when I was like 7 years old. That's a banger. You haven't heard it until you've heard Alvin, Simon, and Theodore's take on it. Yeah, is Johnny Cash like actually Forrest Gump? In the sense that he has met every 20th century historical figure. Okay, check this out. Can you name the Top Gear UK presenters? No. No, I cannot. You are Jeremy Clarkson, though. Your ass is Billy Bogsby. You're James May, I think. Nope. Then that's okay because it means there's another James May coming up. That's the Stig. I know him. That's James May. This is Simon Pegg. That is Matt LeBlanc, also known as Joey from Friends. Danica Patrick. I think this might be Mark Maron. I have absolutely no idea whatsoever. Could not tell you. And we're back at the top. Okay, that's Jason Daw. Richard Hammond. I've seen a couple. I played the Top Gear game that Amazon Studios released for a bounty once. I'm tangentially familiar with like many of the Top Gear presenters. Chris Evans? What happened, man? Did you see the post from at Chris Evans? It literally does say his name there. You're not wrong. You see the post on Twitter yesterday from like at Chris Evans fan? And it was like a screenshot of like a twit longer that was like, Chris, we just want you to know that the fandom isn't disappointed you have a girlfriend. We're just disappointed with the way that you let us know you have a girlfriend. As a 30-year-old Chris Evans fan, I've never seen a rollout to a relationship worse than this. Over the years, in many interviews, you have insinuated that you're single and given your fans hope, but actually the whole time you're like, oh my God, relax, man. I saw your God of War rant on YouTube. Just go, NK. Your shelf. Stop making indie games your personality. You are not cool. God of War's graphics are so much better than the shit you play. Bro, are you crazy? This shit is photorealistic. You telling me that's not Chris Evans? You telling me that's not Captain America right there? This is indistinguishable from like a Nikon Coolpix megapixel resolution. It looks 10 times better than God of War. Yeah, I did not pay that chatter. This is Sabine Schmitz. That was honestly going to be like my third guess. Eddie Jordan, Chris Harris, and Rory Reed. Okay, that's my bad. I don't know any of these people. We've got TV too. No. It's just more old TVs. I've already owned myself enough. How about macho movie quotes? Movie by non-human character animated. Famous, who's that? I like the who's that with a blank. Oh, this quiz has been retracted by the creator. Holy cow. I don't know what happened. They've absconded with the quiz. Hold on, I'm clicking. What did Miley Cyrus come in like? I'm not sure I'm willing to do that. Oh, well, that's the one. I was going to say, who's that with a Coke? It was not who's that with Ghislaine Maxwell, okay? I don't need to do that quiz because you always see it in the replies to people on Twitter. How about this? Final Jeopardy. Can you name the Final Jeopardy answers? Holy cow, this shit's going to be impossible. The Final Jeopardy answers from season 15, January 4th to the 29th, 1999. You get a minute for each one. Final Jeopardy is all about like a little information, like in your brain, but also context, okay? Bing, children's literature. This title character was inspired by a girl who had her appendix out in a French hospital run by nuns. Who is Madeline? I got it right, I guess. Bing, the 1970s. In 1974, Jimmy Carter presented him with a license plate that read HLA 715. I have no idea. I'm assuming this is related to a flight. I'm going to say this is Charles Lindbergh. Okay. I have no idea. People. Bing. He made the cover of Life magazine 3 times in February and March of 1962 and again in October 1998. Good luck. February and March of 1962. Okay, I'm going to say this is Richard Nixon during election season and then at his death. Nixon. Wrong. American buildings. Once an art gallery, since 1961, it's been a shrine to the musical style said to have originated nearby. What is Graceland? This is bad. This is not going well. Ballet. Feeling the need for ballets about American life, this dancer choreographed his first ballet in 1944. Name an American dancer. Usher Raymond. Bruno Mars? Bruno Mars? Was it Bruno Mars? I can name another actor. Or another. Who's the one from The Simpsons? Fred Astaire is a great answer. Fred Astaire is a great answer. McDonald's two most successful promotional campaigns both involved these Happy Meal toys. Trolls. Cabbage Patch Dolls. Cabbage Patch Kids. Eggs. In its history, this government body has had a total of 108 members. 106 of them men. What is the Supreme Court? Okay, they gave us a gimme. It's the part of the body where you'll find the Mount of Apollo, the Mount of the Moon, and the Girdle of Venus. I'm going to say it's the ear. Nope. Wrong. At 3,600 square miles, it's the largest island in the Mediterranean where Italian is not an official language. What is Cyprus? Oh! In 1909, he exhibited a group of his paintings entitled Nymphaeus Series de Passage d'Eau. Book about water fairies. Who is Shigeru Miyamoto? I'm going to say this is Matisse. I hit E like I was like, oh, that's definitely it. Lauren Bacall coined this name for a carousing group, including Humphrey Bogart, Judy Garland, and Frank Sinatra. What is the Rat Pack? Too easy. In 1957, this 1957 Buddy Holly hit was inspired by a line of dialogue from the John Wayne film The Searchers. You can't be on Jeopardy if you can't read, for the record, but I'm going to say it's Peggy Sue. That'll be the day that I die. Okay, you don't get 2 cracks at Final Jeopardy, but you do get a minute to think about each one. He's on the 1997 stamp honoring the European Recovery Program. Charles de Gaulle. Who is Jacques Chirac? Who is Tony Blair? Who is John Major? Who is, I have no idea. 1998. In 1998, America's second largest federal building was named in his honor. Who is J. Edgar Hoover? No idea. Billy Whitehouse. He made 2 Gemini flights, 2 Apollo flights, and 2 shuttle flights, including the first in 1981. Who is John Glenn? Who is Neil Armstrong? Who is... Dude, these are too hard. Jeopardy's gotten easier over the years. One of the 2 female crime writers who were in the British House of Lords in 1998. Who is Agatha Christie? Well, this musical that premiered in 1975 and was revived in 1996 is set in part of the Cook County Jail. What is Chicago? Basically, what city is in Cook County? We got it. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says it's the nutrient Americans are most likely to be deficient in. What is B12? What is vitamin B12? What is vitamin K? What is vitamin D? What is zinc? What is selenium? Water. What is magnesium? Riboflavin? Manganese. What is vitamin A? There's no way it's vitamin C, dude. Could it be potassium? Could it be iron? Iron. Wow. Yeah, that makes sense. That's why it was my 20-second guess. One reason he's not buried in Westminster Abbey is his epitaph, which concludes, "Cursed be he that moves my bones." That's fucking Keats. That's fucking Tennyson. That's fucking Robbie Burns. What is it that Alex Trebek's always going, Robbie Burns. Edgar Allan Poe. Who's Oscar Wilde? I have no idea. Anyone else not want to say the answer but 100% knows it? So true. Me watching other streamers do trivia. I know this one. Then they guess the thing I was thinking, and it's wrong. You stupid motherfucker. You dumb idiot. How could you guess that? This animal's name is from Bantu for mockman. What is a chimpanzee? Oh! Hey, 8 out of 20. Okay, we tied the average. Hank Aaron broke Babe Ruth's home runs record with 715. Of course. Hank Lewis Aaron, and then the number of home runs that he hit. Me in 1974 seeing a car parked out in front of a restaurant. Hey, that's Hank Aaron's car. Let's smash his window and take some of his money. He's loaded. You should get a license plate that's like, I'm a nobody. That way, what's up, chocolate? Oh, it's a different question. I mean, a different answer. That makes perfect sense, too. American buildings. Preservation Hall. Okay, I never would have gotten it, honestly. Jerome Robbins is the ballet answer, not Fred Astaire. Beanie Babies. It makes perfect sense. The Mount of Apollo, the Mount of Moon, and the Girdle of Venus are on your palm. Claude Monet. Okay, this is probably easy enough to get. George C. Marshall from the Marshall Plan. The only Marshall I know is Mathers, unfortunately. Ronald Reagan Building. John Young. Literally a 0% chance to get this. P.D. James and Ruth Rendell. 0% chance for me to get it. William Shakespeare. You know, when we're talking about English writers, that probably should have been close to top of mind. But sometimes those are just going to slip by you. But dude, there's 79 Final Jeopardy collages here. This is amazing. This is the treasure trove. The 50 states. Of all the states named, it was the 90s, of all the states named after Native American tribes. This one is the farthest west. Good luck. The answer is Arizona. The answer is Utah. Okay. The most ex-presidents, 5, were alive when he was inaugurated. All had served 1 term or less. Lincoln. He's crazy. When he died in 1957, he was buried with full military honors at Arlington Cemetery. Who is MacArthur? Who is George Patton? You motherfucker. Who is Harry Truman? Who is Garth Brooks? You think it's Garth Brooks? Oh, it's an explorer. It's Lewis and/or Clark. Clark Shackleton. Shackleton. Magellan. 1957. This period is a little bit rough for me. Lindbergh, Charles Lee explored the air. In area, it's the second largest country on the second largest continent. Both begin with the letter A. What the fuck is Angola? Huh? The second largest continent has to be Africa. And the second largest country? Oh, no, there's no way it's South America and Argentina. It's got to be Africa and like Algeria. I'm cheating. I can't take that one. Martin Klaproth named uranium after Uranus and this element after Uranus's children. uh, Radium. It can't be plutonium. It's not a child of Uranus. That's not a damn toilet, baby. I have no idea. Poopium. It's a good guess. Shittium, another good one. Parts of this epic work, published in 1667, were dictated by its author to family members. What is the King James Bible? I have no idea. This ship was launched September 26, 1934, by the woman for whom it was named. What is Her Majesty's Service Anne of Green Gables? There's no way it's Lusitania, right? That was World War I. That was my first guess, and I got nothing. The famous line, "Out, out, brief candle," is spoken after the announcement of this woman's death. Who is Lady Macbeth? Come on, you can't get the Shakespeare quote by me. I might not know who the man is, but I remember his words. Readmitted to the Union under Andrew Johnson, this Confederate state avoided Reconstruction. This is West Virginia. What is Virginia? What is Georgia? What is Carolina? The North. North Carolina. I'm just going to call this one South Carolina. We're going to call this one Alabama. We're going to say that one's probably Tennessee. Hey, I knew it. A member of this famous family proposed it, and he and his brother signed it for Virginia. What is the Bill of Rights? What is the First Amendment? What is the Declaration of Independence? Wait, no, I'm looking at this. I need to name the family. The member of this famous family proposed it. He and his brother signed it for Virginia. Who are the Adamses? Who are the Roosevelts? The Jeffersons. It's a famous family. They had their own TV show. Who are the Madisons? Who are the Hancocks? Who are the Adamses? The Adams family? Okay, I don't know. This month was formerly called Quintilis. What is May? What is June? What is April? What is August? I'm going to say July. July. In 1930, this novelist became the first American to win the Nobel Prize for Literature. Good luck. Who is Fitzgerald? Mark Twain. John Steinbeck. I don't know. Dude, Jeopardy's no joke. No wonder I keep not getting called back for my damn audition. Shit is impossible. He was vice president of the U.S. for just 82 days before becoming president. Who is whoever the motherfucker who took over for McKinley? But I don't know who that is, so I'm going to say it was Lyndon B. Johnson. I'm going to say it was Gerald Ford. Okay, now I'm going to say it's Coolidge. I'm going to say it was Hoover. Say it was fucking Taft. I don't know. I got 5 of 13. That's a little below average. Richard E. Byrd. Great name for an explorer. Oh, this is Super Jeopardy. No wonder. Algeria. Note, it is now the largest country on the continent. Okay, it's larger than South Africa. The Mercator projection takes another victim. Titanium. Uranus, son and husband of Gaia, Earth, their children were the Titans. Paradise Lost by John Milton. The RMS Queen Mary. The ocean liner for the Cunard White Star Line. That was going to be my next guess after the HMS Anne of Green Gables. The Lee family, okay. Sinclair Lewis won the Nobel Prize for Literature. And Harry Truman, it's actually not as hard as I thought it was. This shit is impossible, man. Early man. I'm getting over 50% here. It was the first non-precious metal man made into tools and decorative items. What is iron? What is stone? What is bronze? Is bronze even a metal? Bronze is like an alloy, right? Is it copper? Okay, I knew that one. Okay, we're getting over 50%. If this event hadn't happened, Methuselah might have lived past age 969. What is the Great Flood? Hey! The only country crossed by the equator and the Tropic of Capricorn. That would be Chile. I thought for sure it would be Chile, man. Is it Argentina? No, it's too south. Is it Brazil? It is Brazil. Its first two headquarters were Central Hall in London and Hunter College in the Bronx. What is the fucking Masonic Lodge? What's the fucking the Rotary Club? Instead of the Lions Club? Are these things? I don't know the difference between these. Okay. The UN? No way. First UN headquarters was the Hunter College in the Bronx. It is the UN. Dying in 1903, she said, "It's the 27th anniversary of Bill's death. Bury me next to Bill." Who is Annie Oakley? I have absolutely no idea. Helen Keller dedicated the story of my life to this man who taught the deaf to speak. I think it's Playboy Cardi. More popes have taken this name than any other, but only after the first one was declared a saint. Who is Alexander? Who is Gregory? Who is Innocentius? Who is Patrick? John, that's a good one. For the first half of the century, it was the westernmost city represented in Major League Baseball the first half of the 20th century. So until the 1950s, I'm going to say the westernmost Major League Baseball state was the Milwaukee Brewers. Okay? I'm going to say that it was the Texas Rangers. Okay, we're moving a little bit more west. I mean, we can go all the way. You got the Dodgers, but weren't their asses were in like Brooklyn or something. Oh, the city, Milwaukee. Dallas. I don't know where the Rangers play. St. Louis? Fuck. Chat's so good, man. It's the first planet whose discoverer is known. Earth. It was discovered by the Almighty himself. Catch my ass out here saying Venus. Catch my ass out here saying Jupiter. Saturn? Probably Mercury if I had to guess. If I had to give you a straight guess, it'd be Mars. Probably say Uranus is a good one. Numerical phrase in the title of 1955 autobiography of British physician Roger Bannister. So listen, this dude ran a 4-minute mile. 4 minutes to midnight. 4 minutes to freedom is not 80085, okay? 4-minute man? I don't know. Next. The name of Shakespeare's acting company, the King's Men, referred to this king. Charles the 12th. Richard the 3rd. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was the first elected legislative body in the New World. Pentaveret, I think, maybe. 2 of 5 countries that have attended every Summer Olympics in the modern era. Okay, I can do this shit, man. The United States and France and the UK. France. Okay, I'll take it. Founder of the Friars Minor in the 13th century, he was made the patron saint of ecologists in 1979. It's okay, just, let me get some respect 600 years after I died. Who's John Botany? When he died in New York City in 1848, this merchant was the richest man in America. Who is Vanderbilt? Who is Rockefeller? Who is Meineke? Who is Carnegie Mellon? The tomb of the unknown warrior is in this British landmark, St. Paul's Cathedral. Stonehenge. British Museum. Trafalgar Square. Westminster Abbey. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. Calamity Jane! Dude, you're going to think I lost my mind. The reason I typed Annie Oakley is because I was thinking Bill died in, 1880 something. He might, Wild Bill Hickok, somebody from the Wild West who shoots a gun. Annie Oakley? I was pretty close. Alexander Graham Bell. Okay, that makes more sense than Playboy Cardi. The 4-minute mile. This motherfucker ran a mile in 4 minutes. What's his book called? 4 Minutes to Freedom. Good one. Really smart. James the First is the king. House of Burgers. St. Francis of Assisi. And, of course, John Jacob Astor Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name, too.